Hey guys, I hope you're good. I just wanted to do a quick video just to wrap up 2024 and have a little look towards 2025 and what might be in store for us with the housing market. Obviously, everything I'm saying is very much a prediction. There's some things that are happening and some changes happening that are kind of, I think, going to lead us in a certain direction, but it is all guesswork. So go with me on this, but don't hold me to anything next year. But ultimately, let's jump into it and talk about the things and the factors that might impact us for 2025 and what might be in store. So the first factor to consider, which I think will have a massive impact on the housing market, especially in the first quarter of the year, is stamp duty. At the moment, first-time buyers have got a relief in stamp duty up to 450,000. As of the 1st of April, that's going to go back down to 300,000. So first-time buyers are going to find that if they buy after the 1st of April, they are going to have quite a considerably higher costs in terms of stamp duty compared to what they've been seeing recently. That's going to spur them on a lot to then move and get things sorted by the 31st of March, which is when they'd need to complete by to still be able to benefit from the stamp duty relief. So I think that's going to give the beginning part of the market, of the year, especially a real boost, a real push, and a lot of people will suddenly be really chomping at the bit to try and get that sorted ahead of time. The knock-on effect of that is obviously if first-time buyers are buying those sort of first homes, those people selling those first homes are able to buy the next step up, and so on and so forth. And there's a really nice ripple effect. We've been seeing that happening a little bit already at the end of this year, but I think the start of next year is going to kickstart that even more. And like I say, that will have a ripple effect on the entire market in what I think is going to be a very positive way. For your reference as well, for yourselves potentially looking to buy, ultimately at the moment, if you only pay stamp duty up to, sorry, you pay no stamp duty up to £250,000, and then you start paying stamp duty beyond that point. From next year, from 1st of April again, you will start paying stamp duty at £125,000. It's not going to be an enormous amount extra for you. It's first time buyers who are mainly affected by it. But if you are looking into moving and things, you might want to factor in an extra 2,500, which will be the extra cost. Just in case it does end up going beyond the 1st of April. So that's something to consider. Secondly, and another factor that's going to impact us is just going to be the standard new year, new home surge in the market. Unfortunately, sounds horrible to say, but the housing market is very much steered ahead by, I would say, the 3 Ds, I would say, which is death, divorce, and debt. And depressing as that is, and horrible as that is, all three of those things go up around Christmas and into the new year. So it is known, and it's very much known to be a time of year of there being an extra bit of buoyancy in the market, just because of the negative connotations that I've just mentioned, but also because actually of just the positive side of things of people being excited. Maybe you've got a little bit more money over Christmas, and suddenly it's that new year, new home, push things forward. So that will give us naturally, like I say, a boost going into the new year anyway. Is just another factor to consider. Thirdly, and this is a good one, I have been told, and again, it's not a guaranteed set in stone, but it's been suggested by some mortgage lenders that lending appetite is back to normal levels. And we've not had them at normal levels for quite a while. What that basically means is lenders are more likely to take a bit more of a risk again. They're less risk averse in terms of what mortgages they're approving. And they're more likely to give mortgages to people who maybe weren't getting one before or needed a higher deposit to get one and things like that. So they're open to lending more again than they have been recently. That should obviously steer the mortgage market really, really well. And actually, the mortgage advisor that I work with said that she has got a lot more people this side of Christmas asking her to check out their affordability again. Some people she's dealt with before, some people who are new to the market and new to looking. They're not necessarily actively looking for a property yet, but they're obviously getting themselves set up and ready to be looking for a property. So again, the fact that a mortgage advisor is telling me that her business and her levels of activity are definitely higher, that's got a really, really positive connotation for what the housing market is going to see next year. So again, really positive viewpoint on it. The next thing is, and again, this is guesswork, but the suggestion is that mortgage rates are going to go down next year. Obviously, with the change in the base rate, we kind of had that prediction coming through anyway. At first, the base rate dropping doesn't necessarily impact mortgage rates immediately, because mortgage rates aren't based on the base rate, they're based on the swap rate, which are two different things. But ultimately, it's definitely sounding like there's positivity towards the idea that lenders will end up reducing their mortgage rates again, bring them down a bit. We're still not going to be anywhere near the levels that we were a couple of years ago. I've said before many a time, I don't think we'll ever go back to that. I think that was a bit of a discounted mortgage rate for us and a bit of a one-off, but I definitely think we'll see them come down from where they're at now to hopefully a bit more of an affordable level for people, which again will hopefully just steer people more forward in terms of wanting to upsize and wanting to move forward with moving. Lastly, the other thing that's going to impact us massively is the fact that rents are increasing still. I said in my video when I talked about the budget that actually rents were already going up. There's a lot of landlords who are selling properties now because unfortunately it's not so tax efficient or great to actually have a property that you're renting out anymore. So that has meant that the rental market has become very, very competitive, and that just is pushing the rents up really, really high. The reason that that could be a really positive thing for the housing market is because if the rents go really high, people will start to reanalyze and they will look into buying a property instead of renting, because quite often actually it's cheaper. So it's obviously have to have that deposit in place that not everyone has, but I think more people will start to do what they can to try and get that deposit in place to get out of the rental market and get onto the housing ladder instead. So those are just a few factors that might impact the market for 2025. As I say, I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot tell you with 100% certainty what's going to happen. But I am feeling positive about it. So let's see what happens. I'm going to be doing some right move reports for you so that you've got just an understanding of where we've kind of finished the year in terms of interest levels on your property. It's not going to tell us loads in terms of what has been happening the last couple of weeks because it has gone quieter. But what I want to do is send that to you now, and then I'll send you another market update on the 6th of January. I'm not going to do it the first day back because there's going to be a lot to catch up on and hopefully lots of inquiries to get through and everything else. So it'll be the 6th of January that you get the next marketing report. And I think it'd be really useful to compare the marketing report that I'm sending you now compared to the marketing report that you're going to receive on the 6th of January. What are the interest levels? What are the activity levels looking like? And we'll do a full review of everything then. If you need anything whilst I'm away for the Christmas period, Power Bespoke, we are still going to be open for several days in between Christmas and New Year. I'll send you a list of when we're open and when we're shut. If you do need anything urgently, drop me a message. I'm kind of around-ish, but I'm in Malta with the family this Christmas. So drop me a message if you need to, give the office a call if you need to. But otherwise, have a fabulous Christmas, a really wonderful New Year, and I will be in touch with you on the 6th of January if you don't hear from us sooner. Take care.